Right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to today's live stream. Hope everyone's ready for an exciting day of trading. We have some news coming this morning at 9:45. And so just after the opening bell, we have a red folder news coming, which should do something nice for price. If you've been following along, we're very, very near to those top prices that we talked about earlier in the week. So it'll be interesting to see what price does once we get to those levels. So I think we do have something to look forward to today. First, let me check in on the chat, see who's in here this morning so far. All right, Lute, Ranulph, Fauci, Fred. Good morning, everyone. Marco. All right, Lute, take care, man. All right, let me quickly jump into it so we don't miss the opening bell. I have the daily of the dollar open. And what we can see so far today, I mean, just look at what's happened to the dollar. We had yesterday run highs from the previous 2 or 3 days, all the way into last week, actually. And as soon as it did, and we look at today, we have a big crash into this open gap here from last Tuesday. Big crash into the gap that was created last Tuesday. Let me go ahead and stretch this out just in case it becomes relevant. So we could see a bounce here where the dollar then starts to move higher, right? So we could have something like this. But we'll have to wait and see. Otherwise, it could crash and we could come down to these equal lows in this area. So we'll keep watching dollar as we go through the day and just see where we think it's going to land and then how that impacts the equity market. All right, let's go ahead and grab ES. Remove some of these markings that we don't need anymore. Actually, there we go. Let's just get down into the hourly, since we already know that it's reaching all-time highs, so there's not a lot of confluence above. But if we check out the hourly high, and let me go ahead and throw up also our session highs and lows. So the London low is still out there that hasn't been traded back into after it was created. So that could be a potential target for price in the short term, is to return down to the London low. We also have the midnight open just below it. All other areas have been traded back to, well, actually the Asia low as well. So the lows have not been traded into Asia low, London low, and we'll see where New York lands. But yeah, not a lot to talk about on the charts when you're in all-time high territory. Moving over to Nasdaq, same thing here. London low not touched after it was created. Asia high created, 2 candles later traded through. Asia low not traded back to either. So that's leaving a lot of PD arrays below as targets to hit. But the all-time high, and this is adjusted for the quarterly shift, is at 17,700. I know it's reached the all-time high already, but if you adjust for the quarterly shift, we're very near. I mean, 15, 20 more handles, and we'll be at those all-time highs. So I'm expecting that to happen fairly quickly. We have the opening bell coming in 6 minutes, and then following that, in 15 minutes after that, we have a high impact news announcement. And so one of those two is going to drive price through 17,700. The question is, how high will it go? And that's what we'll be waiting to see. Let's see. Jeremiah joined. All right. Good morning. Orshek, TJ, welcome, guys. All right. So I will close my pie hole. If you guys have any questions before the opening bell, I'll go ahead and throw it in the chat. If you're brand new, also introduce yourself. Let us know where you're coming from, how long you've been trading, and then we'll watch this opening bell. We'll let price settle because we do know that we have the high impact news coming at 9:45. But we will be monitoring to see what price does once it makes it to 17,700. All right, Bianca, good morning. Okay, it looks like on Nasdaq we had a sell off at 8:30, in which we also retraced back to that until just 5 minutes in the last 5 minutes, retraced back to the 8:30 open and rejected off of it. And so far, this candle, the first couple of minutes, have not been bullish. We'll see if before 9:30 that 8:30 open gets broken, or if that's part of the opening bell. All right, track. Crypto Queen, good morning. Tommy, good morning. D. Anderson, welcome back. See, should have held. It's at around 10:30. So you're in this range, right in the consolidation. Yep. Just remember it goes from expansion, consolidation, back to expansion. So I think your daughter was onto something. Oh, Bianca's asking, should we get in buys for now? Sorry, I didn't even see that. Um, I don't like to take entries prior to the opening bell, Bianca. So I would definitely say it'd be premature to jump in. My guess is we'll probably get some sort of liquidity sweep of maybe this one here at 657. I see we had a liquidity sweep from these two equal lows. It was swept right here at 7 o'clock. So my guess is we might get a liquidity sweep here, or at least a retracement and back down to this London high. All right, opening bells here. Oh, okay. All right, Bianca, good job. Yeah, that $140, Bianca, you just made, that'll make putting your stop loss in a later setup a lot easier. Crypto 4. All right, Crypto Queen, thank you for that. There's Vivian. All right. All right, there's a retest of the London high. We got that. We got a trade into the fair value gap here. Yeah, just recheck my levels on the higher time. Well, I'm sorry, on the continuous contract. And when you adjust for the quarterly shifts, this is where we break the highs. And after that is uncharted territory. We have no idea where price is going to go. Oh, you took a long during the Asian session. All right, Vivian. I saw when the markets opened back up that price wasn't finished. All right, Tommy. Yeah, definitely protect your capital. Either be careful today, choose to only tape read today, or whatever you feel is best for your account. All right, sweep of these lows at right around 7 o'clock. Vivian, I did some. I didn't fully catch up though. No, I think I need another night to fully catch up. But I'm feeling much better today. Thanks for asking. All right, TJ, see you later. Okay, so you went long during the London Open then. 130, 135, somewhere in here. Wow. 17, 6, 14, somewhere in that range. And if you made almost $1,000, you're talking about you gathered almost 50 points. So you took it up to 660 or so. Wow. Excellent trade. Straight to the top. uh, no, I didn't put on a short. I did not. I did not put a short. I typically don't trade the opening bell. So opening bell is at 9:30. It was just 5 minutes ago. That's this big impulsive move you see pushing downwards. Also, I announced earlier that we have a high impact news coming in another 5 minutes. So at 9:45, there'll be a high impact news announced, and so we'll see even more volatility. And so because of that, I'm sitting on the sidelines for now. No worries. So 627, and you got in again at 652. Okay. Not a 5 minute bearish breaker. Let's see. Oh, Fuego. Good morning. All right, I'm gonna drop down to the 1 minute just in case somebody wants an entry. Hmm. Square back gap instead of the deeper one. Yeah, I don't know if the 9:30 will push price through as well. Not 9:30, but in the 9:45 news. It's looking pretty bearish right now, but again, red folder news could do a lot of things to price, and so I'm not gonna risk it. And Crypto Queen, you've already taken a massive win already this morning. Ooh, what was that on the Dow? Sorry, I was watching the Dow. It dropped like 50 points in half a second. Okay, so that was the red folder news, just came out. Huge spike down for the Dow right at the moment. I was just so happened to be on that chart. It's the same as when we got this push down here. So I'm not sure how far it wants to push. We now have triple lows as opposed to equal lows. Still hasn't retested the breaker yet. So let's see what happens when it gets there. Oh, which on the 5 minute, which candle? I just took this entire range here from 8:30 down to 8:55. Here. Okay, it's the same as the 15 minute. Same size as the 15 minute if you draw it there. Lowest candle at 8 a.m. All right, let's take a peek there. Okay. Yeah, I guess maybe it could have been something like this as the breaker. Right. Now that we're inside, let me shift this over. Oh, okay. Okay, Fauci, if you have I'm assuming you went in with a market execution, so it didn't have a stop loss in there. Yep. So Fauci, what you want to do, let's say you're in a long and price is moving up and you want to put a take profit up here at 17,710, right? So when you go in to put the trade in, you want to make sure you you can create a new order. If you're in a long, you want to make sure you create a sell, and you want to make sure the price that's showing here is where you want it to be placed. And if you do that, you should be fine. You was in short. Okay. So when you were in short, then you would have wanted to place a buy. You would have wanted to place a buy wherever you want it to be taken out, either at a stop loss or in profit. So let's say, okay, Fauci. So, all right. So I think you're saying how to take partials. All right. So you were into 2 contracts. So what you would have did is you would have went in, traded. You said you were in a short. So you would have put in create order. You would have put in a buy, and you would have changed your units to 1, and you would have put in a buy for 1. So at that, wherever it was, it would have just taken off 1 contract for you, and the other would have still been in place. Yep, that's all you do. Put a buy in for 1, and whenever it hits that target, it'll remove 1 contract from you, and you'll still have 1 active. Oh, no problem. That's good to hear. But I told you, I spent nearly 2 years of my life dedicated to his teachings and his philosophy. So I have my fill of ICT. I'm indebted to him. You know, he put out a free YouTube tutorial or a library full of reference materials for his concepts, and I soaked it all up. But I dedicated a lot of time to him. So this is really really good to hear. And that's also another reason why around last summer I had to break free and needed to walk on my own, because it's great to have a mentor, but I needed the experience on my own. Oh, no problem, TJ. I appreciate you. Thank you. Right. And even for me, part of my learning of ICT's concepts was also finding some of his students on YouTube and watching their tutorials about his same concepts. So I just had a second, um, I guess, a second version of the same lesson, and that really helped in some cases. That's why you'll see me sometimes uh, mention T Trades as one of the people to watch. T Trades, Dang Trades, Cami Capital. I mean, there's several people who have been students of ICT, have found success, and have started putting out tutorials about his concepts. 50% right there with a fair value gap inside. Oh, Ash Trades is live as well. Okay. Yep, this kind of trade here is what Ash Trades loves, the unicorn setup. He has a great PDF tutorial about the unicorn setup as well as videos. Yeah, I think being this close to the high is just, I mean, everybody's waiting for it to happen. So I just feel like the market makers are going to do something weird to us. The bias today is still to sweep highs. I think we're still going to take this high. I just don't think it's going to happen right now. And that's because everyone else thinks that it is. I mean, it pushed what to 5 points away, 5 points away from the high. But yeah, once we take the high, then your guess is good as mine. I know ICT put out a tweet last week where he said, once we get into uncharted territories, it can go anywhere. But he said it generally goes further than you think. Mm. Oh yeah, yeah. Let me jump over and let's compare the others. Just take a peek at all of them. So if we look here, all right. So we have dollar on the left, which has been buying this hour, but has been selling since yesterday. And then look at what's going on with the Dow versus S&P, just kind of in between, not really doing much. And then the Nasdaq, similar to S&P, just on the other side. Right. And this morning when I looked at the session highs, remember all the lows were still available. Asia lows never touched, London lows never touched. So for me, I'm looking for a little more. I guess I need the three indices really to pair up and start, or to marry up and start walking together. Once that happens, then I'll be looking for a long, because I'm still bullish for the day. But for now, I think we might have lower prices coming before we see a big run up. Get back over to NQ. We're a couple minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's get down to a lower time frame just because of what time it is. equal lows here. Let's see if that gets pushed through. There it is. Another set of equal lows right here. 658. Okay. Well, I was wondering why it's hanging in the breaker so long and why it's giving so many opportunities to go short. Typically, a sweet setup like this gives you one or two candles, maybe hangs around for 3 or 4 minutes, and then it's off. I mean, we've been sitting here since 9:47, so you're talking 13, 14 minutes. But then again, you can target these equal lows at 37 coming out of 64. So that was still 25 points if it can hit 37. There you go. Trust your model. It's 10:01. All right, so these equal lows right here also taken. Let's see if there's a quick 25 pointer. Okay. $635.5. 635.5. All right, I got you at 635 3/4. A tick before that. And that's to get you a 1 to 2 if your stop loss was 14 points. If it wasn't, you get a 1 to 2 before that. You've already gotten your 25 points. Big bro, no, you didn't. So we had the opening bell at 9:30. So I generally don't trade the opening bell. Some do. I don't. But we also had high impact news at 9:45. So just 20 minutes ago. So no, you haven't missed anything. I haven't taken a setup. Crypto Queen just took this one. So we do have a subscriber in the group that is in short. So I have it drawn up here for anyone else who's also in short. Targeting these equal lows here. Yep, just be careful and make sure price doesn't peel all the way back on you. But I wouldn't let that happen. Okay. Exactly. $1,000 for the day. I would consider you winning. Good job. Not only that, but good job trusting your setup, even in time now, like now, where we just had a red folder news come out 15 minutes ago. You still saw your setup and trusted it. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're saying that it needs to be way up here somewhere. At 571. Yeah, I was trying to shorten it by using this fair value gap somehow, and putting it just above these swing highs on this wick. But yeah, you're right. If you did it exactly the same every single time, then you're right. The stop loss would have been way up here. I would have put it here. And just then at that point, if I needed to put the stop here, then I would have waited and taken the fair value gap entry at 673. So it would have looked like this. And then the 1 to 2 is here. So now the question is this a silver bullet? Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking that as well. That we'll see lower prices, and so when we get to lower prices, we'll see which one of those provides the foundation for higher prices later. Okay. Exactly. You got $1,000. Go to sleep. Yep. Still got 2, 3, now 4. 4 lows here. Right, New York high within range at 695.5. Well, judging by your overnight win, you're seeing the big numbers now. But no, that's actually a good idea because you do need to get used to seeing those numbers on both sides of the coin. So also when you're in drawdown, you need to get comfortable sometimes being $300, $400 in drawdown. The 4 hour. Mm-hmm. All right, highs are coming, it looks like. Six seventy two. Okay. At 706. Okay, so you're looking at getting here. So a sweep of the low here. So you're looking for there, to here, to here. All right. There we go. It's a wrap. All right, I'm not going to measure this any longer. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's zoom out. It's crazy how the Dow is selling off right now. We're starting to make some retracement, but the candle look exactly the opposite on the hour. You look in the bottom lower corner when you see this big bullish candle for the hour, the Dow, it's a bearish candle and it's down here. Boom. All right, Mohican, good morning. Uh, yep, waiting on that unicorn. Yep. So now, instead of these candles, this set being the breaker, it's this set of candles. With the fair value gap inside, so unicorns still exist. Let's drop down to the 1 minute and see if it's a little cleaner there. Mm. Oh, on the 5 minute. Okay. Okay. Has the bearish breaker, right? Yeah, it is the bearish breaker. If you're looking for it on the other way, yep. Yeah, you can probably also do this on 5 minute and just take this candle, the 950. Just take this one. So if it breaks down again and breaks through here, we'll all see this. I mean, most people will say it retested off the New York low, but it'll also be the breaker. So you can probably use that one. Yeah, we don't really know how high we're going to go today. Just need going. Let me check the daily in a second. All right, yeah. So as of now, the low of the week would have been yesterday, and we have the high of the week today. I think one of those is going to be taken out tomorrow with all the news coming tomorrow. I don't see it. I don't see a situation where we don't either make a low or a high tomorrow. I was hoping that would have been when we took the high, but since we took it today, we'll just have to see how the rest of today plays out. If this remains somewhere around the high and then we start breaking lower, then I will believe that tomorrow we're gonna take these highs over. But if we push higher now and get a 50, another 100 points up, 150, whatever, then I may be bearish for tomorrow. Session. Yeah, this area here is just way too clean to sit idle. So you're bullish starting 10 o'clock tomorrow, Young. Okay. All right, let's see if ES has done it. Nope, not yet. ES made its highs during the 8 o'clock hour this morning. It sold off just like Nasdaq earlier, but its rebound was much shallower. Yeah, it didn't come with the same type of energy. And the Dow so far from, let's see, yesterday lunchtime has made a retracement of 62% so far. Yep. Well, I mean, you could take the long as long as it matched your strategy. So if you have a strat that could have got you in long and you didn't take it, then it's okay to be upset for not getting in. Now, don't do anything about it. other than continue to backtest that strategy so you're more comfortable taking it next time. Maybe backtest that strategy on previous days where there were news announced at 9:45 or something, just to gain that comfort. But just being long for the sake of being long, then yeah, I wouldn't be upset about that. Let's go to the 1 minute and see if there was a setup we missed. Right, so this candle here really validated this order. I mean, this breaker block here. And since that happened, I think we got one tick on this one here at 10:22. 1 to 2 ticks inside. It's also in a fair value gap, so that'll probably carry its weight as the silver bullet today. But no, don't be upset at that. Okay, let's just put a marker on the high so we can see when it's broken. Get rid of this one since it's no longer relevant to us. We know we're in all-time high territory. Hmm. 672. Which time frame did you have? Was there a fair value gap there? Oh, 720.5. Yep. Yep. So this would be it, but I never saw a retracement back there. So I don't know. I mean, I'm here on a 30-second. There were several retracements into this one at 677. Nope. All right. So we did make a new high. I'll continue to adjust that so we can monitor the highs. Oh, good job, Young. Absolutely. It's a great attitude. Oh, okay. I see. I see. I see. So you give your limit order just a point above the fair value gap to enter. Okay, I see. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes on the lower time frames, the fair value gaps, it won't dig in deep. It'll just barely touch the edge and then take off on you. All right, Mr. Sticky. Congratulations on your morning trades, and yep, we'll catch you next time. Let's see. Right. There's your 1 to 2 with 42 points. It's 160 ticks. The crypto queen wanted 190 ticks. Okay. See, there you go. Your back testing gave you that. Good job. All right, I'll remove this long tool. Looks like price is still running, so let me go back up to the 5 minute so we can have all price on the chart. And it is, you're right, it's still pushing. Absolutely still pushing. Yep, that's what I had just measured. I wanted to see like how far could it go or how far would it go? 17,753 or 17,800 if it goes an extra one. Oh, crypto Korean, I didn't even see your message about the macro functions. Oh, no problem. I'm glad you're able to put it to use and it's showing in your trades. That's excellent. Mm, okay. All right, I see now. So if you're talking crypto, if you're talking about the macro, I see it now. So you saw this high swept here. You saw the formation of the fair value gap there. You put your entry just a couple ticks above, and then it traded back down, got you in by one tick or perfectly, and then took off. There you go. It's good trading. No, it's making sure there are no entries. It doesn't want anyone else to jump on. I mean, we got a fair value gap entry here. If somebody wanted it, it's too far gone for me. All right, laughter hit target. Excellent. All right, somebody just got an entry. Whoever that was just made a new high. Well, it could be okay to take the longs. You just got to make sure that it's not going to retrace back down and do some sort of consolidation or something for the lunch hour. I mean, we did get a retest of the New York highs a couple times here, so you could relatively feel comfortable that below here is probably not going to be traded to, but all of this action could just become a zone of bounce. Wow. That low entry right there was 20 points immediately. Prakash, good morning. But yeah, I really don't want to predict price here or how high it's going to go. So I'll just keep watching and we'll see when it settles and what it's going to do next. We're now at 10:45, so we have another macro coming in 7 minutes, and then we'll be heading into the final hour of today. I'm going to run, grab another cup of coffee. Everyone just give me 1 to 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Crypto, there's always another trade. But yeah, you're right. The order blocks are being respected. Not only are they being respected, they're not even being traded to. Right? These bodies aren't even being touched. Right? This one got traded to a couple times. Yep, there you go. After, yeah, just save your profits. Be content with enough, at least in a session. If you've been crushing the session and you've made enough and you're out of the trade and you got that itch and you want to get in again, just wait until next session if you still want to trade more today. All right, let's see how it reacts right here at 728. And it's 1050. So there's the vertical line. And here's the second vertical line. Already swept below. Yep, good advice, TJ. Absolutely. Switch over to demo account. Still satisfy that itch without touching your account. Breaker, FEG. Inside of this time. Not exactly. I don't, but I see it and it's in the time frame, so it actually fits the strategy. We're also at a high. Then you mentioned earlier we were at the 1R, I believe. Well, not 1R, but one standard deviation. So because of that, it might actually not be a bad trade to take. Now, wouldn't take it all the way down, but to here, 708 or so, yeah, I would do that. That's a 1 to 4. But a 1 to 2, yeah, that's already been grabbed. Okay. 3 minute. All right. Oh, all right. So you're waiting to get down here. Okay. All right. There you go. 695. Yep. Yeah. Another reason why I would have trusted just for a short move or some type of move was just because we haven't really pulled back since we almost swept these lows. Ooh. What? This breaker is 739s. It's almost exactly 100 points from these equal lows. I'm wondering if that will become a target for this afternoon. I'm sure tempted as well. Man, see, it's bouncing in this fair value gap here, but you know what? I think I'll take it. I'll try one contract. A little faster than I wanted it to. I want to see a quick rejection. I don't like that bullish candle pushing in like that. All right, 11 o'clock, everyone. One more hour in the live stream this morning. Okay, let's see if we can break the low of the last candle. Right now, they're equal lows. Okay. because price action's been kind of weird. I want to go ahead and even out the trade for myself. All right. Yeah, Mahmoud. Yeah, I'd appreciate it if when I'm in a trade, if you know you your opinion is yours, and good for you. But I appreciate if you not try to talk me out of my own setup. Uh, we're here to support one another, and everyone's going to have their own ideas. And I don't know. I'll in the future just ignore those. But yeah, you know, crypto, good job. All right, Mo Rice, excellent. Yep. Yeah, guys, this is the same setup I've been taking over the past few weeks, and it's been giving me great results. And it's when you get into these macro periods, at the last 10 minutes of the hour and the first 10 minutes of the next hour, when you get a shift in market structure during that time period, this breaker has been working out quite well, especially when there's a fair value gap inside. So that's essentially what they call the unicorn, or in this case, also the 2022 setup, where normally you would get a liquidity sweep, but we're in the highs of the highs for Nasdaq, so there's no liquidity to sweep, but we did make new highs. So you just consider that like a liquidity sweep, for instance. And from there, you immediately got big bearish candles with lots of energy that created a fair value gap. So you got your breaker block with the fair value gap inside of a macro 20-minute period. And as I mentioned, it had already delivered 1 to 2 right here on this entry. And so that was the reason why I was hesitant to take it, because it was a second run at it. I really don't like taking a setup after it's already delivered 1 to 2. But it delivered from right here down to these equal lows. So then taking the second setup, the confidence there were the equal lows. This was price tipping his hand saying, hey, we're coming back here, which then allowed the second entry to go further. So I'm happy with the way that played out. It was part of the strategy, and that's what you saw Crypto Queen and I talking about. We said, if it returns, are you going to take the setup? And I said, well, I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy about it because of all the bullish momentum we've had this morning. However, if I look at my checklist, if I look at my strategy, it fits. Unicorn Queen, there you go. Did you log into TradingView? If you log, oh, not in TradingView. Oh, you're looking for the account here. So you want to see every single trade that you took. Let me see. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really know how to do that myself. But if you want to see all your trades, log into Topstep or whichever firm you're using, and your account should, all your details should be there. Yep, Wikidigit, absolutely. Y'all don't forget to like the video, and that keeps YouTube promoting it to future traders, whoever is searching for trading, for searching for futures, searching for any of those terms. YouTube will recommend it, our video to them, and hopefully they click on it and at least come and check us out and give us a few minutes to win them over. But yeah, if you hit that like, that really helps out quite a bit. And anyone on the fence, anyone who's brand new this morning, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. We have about another 45 minutes on this session. So yeah, let's see what else we can get in the next 45 minutes if there's another setup to be had. I mean, we're out of the macro period, but we've already switched bearish. So these bearish fair value gaps may actually produce something. Oh, if you want to see those, you saying you want to see these, like what I just did? So you go into, whoops, you right click, settings. Whoops. Sorry about that. I know most of everyone has left since I was frozen and gone for 5 minutes or so. I had to reboot my computer. You're right. It just locked down on me. Never happened before on the stream, so I'm not sure what happened. Oh, great. Unicorn is still here. Yep, I'm back. Sorry about that interruption. And I don't know if my computer's still booting or what's going on, but my camera is not activated for whatever reason. So you'll just have to listen to my voice and not see my face, but that's fine. All right, let's get back to where we were. So I kind of missed out on the last few candles. Oh, okay. Oh man, to the tick, to the midnight open. That's where price went, or 8:30, sorry. That's where it went. To the tick, bounced off 8:30, and now it's buying up again. But this short that we were not so sure about delivered 50 points, and then 2 more ticks to the 8:30 open, and now it's buying again. But that was a $1,000 trade if someone saw that that potential and that opportunity. All right, yeah, let's check on that crypto. Let's check on the 3 minute to see where we are. Yeah, we couldn't get that closure below. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. All right, there we go. We got some of our people back. Oh, Antonio, you're just in time. You missed the blackout we just had. My computer froze and I had to reboot, so we lost our session for a few minutes. But so far everything's going well. We had some catch the long this morning, so they were able to run it up to new highs, new all-time highs, um, all the way from like right around 10, 10, 15, somewhere in that area. So we had people catch that. We just caught a short at the very top. There was, I believe, on the 1 minute, it created a breaker. So myself and a couple others caught this trade. So I that's the only trade I've taken this morning. I didn't catch the long. And right now we're trying to see if the short is going to be continued or if we're now transitioning back to going long, and we've already made the type of retracement that's required to continue. I mean, it is good to see it retrace back to a level that it retraced from earlier. Now we just want to see where it goes. But we do have a break of a high in this location. We traded into the fair value gap, rejected out of it. And we want to see where the next couple candles go. Right, but this break of this right here does signal that potentially we're going higher. Oh, thank you, Serge. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Serge, you know how much I like coffee, so right on. There you go. So it doesn't matter if my face isn't here. I'll figure out what's going on with the camera. Maybe I'll have to reload the app or something. Who knows? Maybe that was the reason why the computer froze. Hmm. Oh well, now you know. Behind my photo, I usually have NQ on like the daily or some high time frame that I'm looking at. So we got expansion. Now we are consolidating a bit. So let's see if we get a sweep of some lows and then a push higher. Maybe even into this fair value gap. Oh, thanks, crypto. All right, tap into the fair value gap. Rejection above. Let's find the next candle and see where it goes and see if it sweeps that low or if it just continues. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, higher time frames are looking bearish. We'll say that. Oh, this is what we can do. Okay, so we already got a 62% retracement already. Down into a fair value gap. Pushed up. Reached another fair value gap. Now sitting right in the center of both. This is where my trading needs to get to. This is the what my goals are going to be. I want to be able to start finding this move here and then running it from here for this target here. It's going to take some time for me to get there, but ultimately that's where I want to get. Mm. 50% of the candle. Okay. Do you go wick to wick or just the body? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, Ray. Good morning. Welcome. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize I made that. Yep, so candle to candle, we reached 62% retracement. Just the body, we reached 70%. So it's interesting, those two correlated numbers are both optimal trade entries. Okay, man, good morning. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, when you're in live and you see yourself up 20, 30, 40 points, even when you get to 50 points and you're at $1,000 per contract, it's hard to hold. But that's when I need to start entering here with 3 contracts, taking 1 or 2 where I took my original, and then holding that last one just to see if it makes it down here. But like I say, I know that's going to take some time, and I'm looking forward to that process. But when I get on the other side, that's where I want to be. Yep. Yeah, Antonio, you're right. So it's got another 20 minutes. Let's see how we close out and what the lunch hour may look like. Okay, we'll see if this high is taken. A unicorn. Where are you talking about? On Fauci, which unicorn are you referring to? There was a unicorn here, yes. But outside of that, no, I don't see another one right now. But let me check. Let me see. Oh, thank you. No problem. Yeah, you're right. We all have different trading styles. I'm still evolving. There are going to be some things that you guys are going to mention to me or point out to me that when I see it, it may it may be something that speaks to me. It's something I need to incorporate in my trade. So I don't want to change anyone's strategy. I don't want to tell you what you're doing is wrong because maybe what I'm doing isn't right. So yeah, let's all be individuals. Let's all help each other, and yeah, just be encouraging to one another. Yeah, the 3 minute unicorn, it still hasn't set up because what we need is, if this is what you were talking about, we need a closure below. So we need to trade below and close, then activate this breaker. And in doing so, hopefully it does it with great speed. So then it creates also a fair value gap. Then we would have the unicorn. Mm. Okay. All right. So Ray's saying if it's tough for you to go in with multiple contracts initially, just because you're fearful of being wrong or being on the wrong side, wait until you have confirmed that you're on side, and then look for ways to add along the way. Because if you identified this as the draw on liquidity, then you're already talking about 100-point move. So you just want to make sure that you're taking your shorts before you get to the 50-point down, because then you technically be in, I guess, discount, but you're looking for a short. So you want to make sure you're still in the premium side of price action, but you can add it along the way. That's a great idea, Ray. And it's not one that we haven't heard before, but it's good to have that reminder, because there's just so much information floating that you can forget sometimes. All right. Fauci, you said it's hard to see. So when you're looking at this setup here, Fauci, is this one here also hard to see? Hmm. Yeah, that's the 8:30 and the midnight open. Those are ICT concepts he likes to use, and I mean it might just be smart money concepts and not necessarily ICT. But I learned that from ICT to look at the midnight open as really your daily open. I mean, obviously, the price starts at 1800 the day before, but the midnight open is the price that it likes to trade back to in the morning session, and bounce off of. So it's kind of like the new week opening gap and the new day opening gap. It's just a sticking point for price. I don't know what it is about the switch over in days for New York time at midnight there, and then 8:30. I think 8:30 just because there's a lot of news usually in the morning for that, and also I know he was explaining something about pre-markets and how the trading and the algorithm starts up in the morning. The opening bell is at 9:30, but it actually starts an hour before. So I think that's where the 8:30 comes from. Yep, Fauci. So to make it easier to catch, that's why I mark out the times. So I'm looking for this at specific times, not just any time in the day. So if this happens and it's, I don't know, 10:40, it does nothing for me. It needs to happen at 10:50 to 11:10 or 9:50 to 10:10. It needs to happen in those time frames. Otherwise, whatever happens doesn't matter. Right. So the first step that needs to happen is you need a change of character, break in market structure, however you see it. That needs to happen in this time frame. And so as we're building up and creating new highs, every time you make a new high, always go back to the last high, and the low that's in the middle becomes your key low. In this case, there's not one, so you have to keep going. You find this high, and here's a swing low. So that was a swing low for this high right here. Then we made a new high. So then this became the low that needed to be broken for a shift. Then we made a new high. And so this became the low. And then inside of my time frame I'm looking at, this low was broken right here at exactly 1050, which is not a coincidence. It's because it's the way the algorithm works. So when this happens in that time frame, then I'm looking for a setup. Then I'm looking to say, okay, we had a move up and then we had a move down. So now let me find my breaker. And that's how I was able to locate it here. And oftentimes what will happen is the very next candle is the one that'll enter in and deliver. And so I missed that when I watched it and saw it come out, and I was still kind of bullish. So I didn't really want to jump in, and it gave me 10 minutes to think about it. And in that time of thinking about it, I was able to convince myself that I need to take the setups that match my criteria and presents itself in the time frame. So I took it. Okay, Ray, you're short. Okay. Yep. So this was the high I thought that we needed to break to continue with an upside, but you can see what happened is every time we broke, you see a sell off, you see a rejection from that area. It's also inside of a bearish fair value gap, so you have to take that into account as well. We have the dollar buying moving upwards, so take that into account as well. Oh, you do the high and low of the three. Okay. Yeah. Learning ICT, he taught us to take the high and the low from 2 to 5 a.m. And so that's what I have. You'll always see it marked up as the London high and London low. So we have the low here at 617 and the high at 666. And that's the range from 2 to 5 a.m. Okay. Yeah. You're just taking all the unicorns. Okay. And that's when, yeah, you saw that move and you saw the fair value gap inside. So you knew you had a unicorn and you should have taken that one. Okay. Yesterday's 3 a.m. Okay. Yep. So yesterday's 3 a.m. would have been the low of London because it's a low between 2 and 5 o'clock. So yes, you saw it sweep here and then you saw price start buying out of it afterwards. It swept the London low and took off. And so what you're saying is typically the London low or high, whichever extreme you're looking for, is at 3 o'clock. Okay. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out. Hmm. Ooh, 15 seconds. Okay. Yep. Looking for a failure at some point. Maybe we'll get it here. Get rid of this. Mm. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're entering the macro. And so I'm looking now, crypto, I'm seeing what you were talking about on the 1 hour. Oh, no, you're talking about the 4 hour breakaway. Sorry. 3 a.m. candle, roughly 641. Yeah, me too. I think breaking this high right here at 1110, that 1110 high, breaking that kind of stalled things for a bit. And then you saw consolidation after 6 or 7 bullish candles. And so now we just see the continuation. Let's go up to the 5 minute. See how it responds to that breaker that we used for a trade earlier. Okay, so you're microing, so you just, are you saying you just took a long, Antonio? Measure it one more time. Yeah, 62% retracement into the fair value gap and the 830 open. So can't really be mad at it. 50-point move right there. Body closed right near the 50% there. Yeah, it'll be interesting how the next candle closes. Let me get back to the 1 minute just to see how this shuts down. And yep, we are 5 minutes away. I think having the computer shut down in the middle just kind of screwed up my time, just as far as where we are. So yeah, we're down to 5 minutes on this session. Any final questions, please throw it in the chat, please. Big bro, I did not take a second trade. Nope. I took that first one and I haven't had one since. All right. I am that. We'll catch you next time. I'm back at 1300 just in case you're available this afternoon. Otherwise, tomorrow morning, 9:15, we're back. All right. No problem. Take care, man. Absolutely. Yep. Sure did. Swept the low, ran down, and then came back. And again, like I said, this is how it leaves you clues that you may not really be aware of as its printing price. But when you got these equal lows, that gave you a clue that it was coming back. All right, crypto, take care. We'll see you at the next session. Anyone trading during the lunch hour, I'll say watch these lows. These lows down at 703, even back down to the 830 open. I pay attention to those during the lunch hour. See if they're still intact when we get back. But I think there's potentially a run on those lows during lunch. All right, Antonio, no problem. No worries. Okay. Yeah, let's see where this candle lands. It looks like it's not going to trade below the breaker we had, so it may back. Let me just mark up these equal highs. 755.5. We'll see if that holds price above and we get the push down I was just talking about. But if not, we'll reassess when I get back. But that ends our session this morning. So again, thank you everyone for joining. Thanks for your participation, bearing with me when the computer shut down. Like the video if you got good value out of the session this morning. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Make sure that you get those invitations and reminders to join future sessions. And with that, I will say goodbye for an hour and I'll see you guys at 1300. Take care.